and welcome to Microsoft Digital Now. I'm Andrew Wilson, Microsoft's Chief Digital Officer. Today, technology is at the heart of every business. Its mission criticality, its speed is something we're all having to deal with. On this series of conversations, I'm looking forward to speaking with friends, industry leaders, both within Microsoft and across the industry, about how they're tackling digital and wider business transformation. So let's get to it. I'm delighted to welcome Chris Capossela, Chief Marketing Officer here at Microsoft. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Andrew. Great to be here.
Good to see you again. Chris, you live the relationship between Microsoft and its customers, and that relationship has seen a lot of disruption as the world has seen in the last 2 years. Could you talk us through how that relationship has evolved?
Yeah, I think obviously because of COVID, we have been given this opportunity to help our partners and customers find their way. And I think we've had the opportunity to become a much more important partner to our customers. We have a long history of being in the enterprise, but I believe the pandemic in the last couple of years has made us a much, much more important strategic partner to far more of our customers because we're providing the solutions that enable their employees to come to work, that enable them to reinvent their businesses in the ways that the pandemic frankly demands them to. So in some sense, I think we've become more important to our customers. We've wanted to become more important, and that's sort of what our hope is.
I mean, technology is driving at times the only relationship that a customer or indeed an employee actually has with the organization. So from your perspective, is there a re-energization now? Can we turn this into a positive? What are you seeing there, or are we still reacting?
No, I think in many ways, we see customer after customer who has created new value, created new innovation in the way they engage with their customers that will never go away. When you think of telemedicine, when you think of retail shopping, when you think of education, obviously people want the opportunity to do those things in person, but there are also new scenarios that have been created that won't stop. They won't get uncreated or paused in the coming years because many of them prove to be even more effective than the way people did them before. So I do think we're seeing this notion of reinvention, revitalization, and not looking back, not saying, well, we'll go back there when. Instead, it's like, no. There's just a new path forward. And that I find really, really exciting.
It's a richer set of parallel channels and opportunities.
Well said.
Now, we technologists have always regarded you marketers as clearly the most important customer in the organization. You are indeed always my most important customer, Chris. But perhaps a little more seriously, lots of technologists thinking about how they can help their business get to the leading edge, stay there, be innovative, be that chief transformer role. From your perspective, what does a technologist in the organization need to do, and how can that technologist best work with marketing to drive growth and all of the things you're describing?
Yeah, I think you just said in the last phrase, first is to embrace the notion that marketing can be a huge growth driver for the company. And then the question is, okay, if you accept that thesis, let's go prove it. What are the ways that we can drive growth? If you're a retailer, it's most likely going to be things you do digitally with engaging with a customer on a website or creating curbside pickup or. I think the key thing is to look at marketing not as just a job function, but look at it as a growth lever. And what's the best way to apply that growth lever using technology as an amplifier? For us, our events have become a huge amplifier. We used to reach 20,000 people who came together physically. Now we're reaching 300, 400,000 people. And we're able to nurture them in their journey as they learn about Microsoft technology or get certified on, Azure or buy products from us directly, and on we go. So I'd encourage the technologists and the marketers to really think about what is the way to use technology in marketing as a growth driver for the company. And then the priorities start to become very clear.
you're describing, I think, an excellent interaction state. Where do you see us getting it wrong sometimes? Is there anything we should avoid?
Well, there's such
and do you mind if I take notes?
Yeah, no, feel free. I think we're recording this. There's such a long list of opportunities to use technology in marketing. And I think the places we've gotten it wrong is sort of trying to do too many things at once and really having a process by which marketing talent, marketing leaders, and engineering leaders or technology leaders can sit down and be thoughtful about the ruthless prioritization. Hey, what is it that we're going to do first? Maybe it's the point of sale system that we're going to reinvent. Maybe it's the content management system. Maybe it's the fraud detection. Like there's a long, long list. And we've made the mistake of trying to just do everything at once. I think collectively we've gotten smarter about staging things out. And you need leadership to do that and to give air cover to the teams who are getting the job done.
And to be able to course correct, indeed, as we've done in the last 2 years with the pandemic as well.
That's right.
Now, we spend a lot of time talking about this new world, the new way of work, the new relationship with customer, etc. Has Microsoft's role in that world changed? And do you think it's going to change further? Could you give us any views on that?
I think we're seen much more as an empowering agent than we were 5 or 10 years ago. We are seen as more of, hey, we are going to be building Microsoft technology into the products we make. Microsoft's business model is aligned to our business model. Microsoft only gets paid if we use their stuff. It's much more of a consumption-based world as a plain licensing-based world. So from that perspective, I think we're far more in it with our customers. When they do well, we do well. When they do badly, we do badly. And that building an agenda of success for the customer using Microsoft tech, as opposed to, can we sell you some Microsoft tech? That's a massive, massive mental shift. And I have more and more customers telling me all the time, I really see it in you now. Like I really see you showing up wanting to know my agenda and how you can help me with your technology achieve what I need to achieve in my job. That's such a better place to be for both of us, both our customers, our partners, and of course ourselves as well.
It's a much richer relationship than I think perhaps we used to have.
Yeah.
What inspires you when you hear customers speak like that? What have you seen out there? Because I know you're traveling much more again, which is great.
Yeah.
What are they telling you?
Well, for sure, there's this, belief that innovation is going to be the way out of a tough economy. Innovation is going to be the way to drive growth for them. And that thirst for ideating together, that thirst for, hey, what does your customer loyalty program look like today? What's your vision for it tomorrow? What are the new ways that you're going to serve your customers? I meet with retailers who are introducing live shopping with people in their stores, just using a phone and Microsoft Teams. So, you want to buy something in the store, but you're not going to show up in the store. You can have a live chat with someone who will walk you around the store and show you the product, pick it up and have a conversation. Those are, 5 years ago, those sounded relatively outlandish. And now retailer after retailer I met with, no, they're just doing it. And they're doing it, frankly, with sort of without a big system. They're doing it with off-the-shelf Teams and off-the-shelf iPhones and Android phones. And they're like, well, this is actually pretty cool. So that creativity inspires me.
It's modular and it's much more agile and rapid, which is what we always used to say was needed in digital transformation.
And then they add the business process afterwards where they start to realize, oh yeah, we need to professionalize this a little bit. And how do we track each one of those things? But it's much more experimental.
I do think the intersect of culture, technology, the way we think about business processes and the way we help guide our organizations is the new role of digital transformation. We also talk, though, in the industry about the great reflection, people resigning and not wanting to stay with their employer and perhaps with a more negative tone on things. Are you seeing that? What's your view on the work proposition and the relationship with the employee?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we have this incredible LinkedIn data at our fingertips, and the LinkedIn team saw this great reshuffle happening. People called it the Great Resignation, but from LinkedIn's perspective, it's like, no, people are resigning and then they're going and getting new jobs. And so they called it the Great Reshuffle, or we collectively did. And now they're seeing that start to really slow down. They're seeing with the economy slow down, people are sort of hunkering down a little bit more and perhaps saying, hey, I have a stable gig here, or I like the job that I have, and the grass isn't always greener. So I think there's cyclical trends that will have been deeper and bigger in the past 2 years, and I don't expect that to necessarily stop. I do think one thing that's changed is that employees have figured out, hey, I matter. I matter to my company. My company has to do a good job caring about the things I care about. I might not be able to get the pay that I want to say. I can't just name my price, but the culture that companies create, I think people have really woken up to that as a source of retention. And culture matters to retain your people. And I think that's a good outcome from the Great Reshuffle.
I like to think of it as a great reflection, actually, and I think we'll continue to reflect. Now, if I could take you back, though, for a moment as young Chris.
Okay.
Way back.
Yes.
What was your dream job?
Oh, I wanted to be a professional tennis player. And when I was 17, Boris Becker won Wimbledon for the first time, and he was 17.
Although it hasn't gone well for him since.
Well, I think he did pretty well when he was a professional tennis player. But that was sort of my first inkling that, maybe I'm not going to make it. Because then I became 18 and he became 18 and he won Wimbledon again. And I, didn't even get invited to play at the championship. So that, my dream was relatively quickly shattered. And I was very happy to fall in love with computers.
But you were also in the family restaurant.
Yes. Yeah, my family had a wonderful Italian restaurant that I grew up working in. I've worked in two places, Dom's Restaurant and the Microsoft Corporation. And in many ways, they're very different. But I actually did every job in the restaurant you could do. And in my 31 career years at Microsoft, I've changed jobs very, very frequently. So some parallels.
Both have strong family themes, though, which I think I think is important.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, if you've been at home, I know a lot, as we all have, more in the last 2 years. Hobbies and interests?
Well, certainly, I would say that my Pilates practicing has gone way up, and I've discovered fly fishing as a late in life new thing.
I would not have guessed that.
I know.
Knowing you quite well, I would not have guessed that.
They say it doesn't fit, and I say, it's okay, you don't have to come with me.
Do you have the outfit?
No, the gear has changed a lot since what you're thinking of. You're thinking of like the classic chest thing.
I am definitely
the
thinking
vest
that.
And
I'm definitely thinking that.
They've kind of modernized. It's very high tech, and the gear is a lot of fun.
One final point. I know it's not often you get a chance to speak with someone who's so important within Microsoft. You've been here over 30 years. Do you think Microsoft hit it all the time? Where do you think we may have missed something along the way?
Oh, we miss far more than we make. Let's be clear. But if you can make it, if one of your makes is Windows or Office or Azure, right, they're so monumental that it makes up for many of the misses. But my goodness, way more misses than we've had hits. And you could say, we did a wonderful job recognizing the graphical user interface coming to the PC, but we certainly missed touch coming to small devices. And Apple did a beautiful job with that. I could go through a really long list. This show doesn't want to be that long. We were very late to the cloud public infrastructure game, right? Amazon had a 6 or 7 year lead that we've been slowly chipping away at. I think we're doing quite well now. But those would be two very clear, obvious ones that you look at and you say, wow, Microsoft, gaming on the PC. We didn't have a gaming store on the PC, and Valve created Steam. And you could say we should have seen that one too. I mean, believe me, the list is super long. But the cool thing is you don't need, one or two big ones make up for 100 misses.
Yes.
And so I think we focus a little more on, it's okay to make the misses. Where's our next big one?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Our next big one. Chris, I could speak with you literally for hours. Thanks so much for joining us. We would like to say thank you. I know you're a traveler. You've told me you're traveling a little bit more. So one of my hobbies during lockdown has been construction and modular and building things with Lego. So we'd like to, on behalf of everyone on the show, leave you with this little gift.
Wow.
It's a globe.
I love it.
And we're hoping to see it on a bookshelf behind you at some point soon.
It's a globe that I get to put together.
Yes, you get
more
to put together.
From Lego, a great customer of Microsoft's.
Exactly.
I love
it. With that theme of connecting things and building things in a modular way. But Chris, we're inspired by your leadership. Thank you for your friendship as well. Good luck in everything that's to come. And thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Thanks so much for having me. Great to be here.
Thank you. Jason, my man, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I hope that helps you.
I think I've got everything I needed.
Get this.
Oh.
You're gonna have this as well.
Accessories? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thanks, a bit heavy. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that's great. Oh, hi. Thanks. Oh, that's great. Where's the parking lot? Oh, thanks. Bye.